Good afternoon, student. In this module, we have to know the second part of China, that is the consequences of economic reforms of China. According to your new syllabus, that is new centers of power, we already in our previous video we already know about the birth of the PRC, that is the China's and their economical model with the reforms in during 1970. In this module, we have to know that the reforms what made by China in 1970, that was how it was affected upon the Chinese people or how it was affected upon the country China. So in this module we have to know about the consequences of economic reforms of China. So let's start with our topic. The consequences, I'm going to teach you the consequences in two phases. One is the positive effects of new forms economic policy and the negative effects. So the consequences are divided into two parts. First we have to know that what are the positive effects impact upon the Chinese economical policy which is changed during the 1970, and then we have to know the little bit the negative one, because you all know that whenever the policies are taken, that is not come in a very good manner. Every policy which is adopted, that have two sides, one is their positive side and another is the negative. So here also the Chinese, when they adopted the China reforms their economical model policies, and during 1970s that consequences also come into two ways, one is positive and negative. So let's start with our positive effects. After reforming of the economic policy, or you can say after change in the economical policy, the first thing what is come as a positive one, that the agriculture which created as a privatization, all the agriculture field which was established or which was converted from the public to the privatization, that gives a remarkable result by rising the production of the agriculture. And due to the increase growth of the agriculture production, the rural incomes, the villagers peoples, their incomes also increases. So due to the privatization or due to the setup of the private sector in agriculture field, it is given a good result by improving or by growing their production rate, and also by that production rate the rural people now they can earn more income rather than the previous one. By the creation of the SEZ, that is special economic zone. In the previous video you already get an idea that what is special economic zone, because in special economic zone, by creating the establishment of that, the China wanted that all the foreign investors they come to their country and they can set up their own enterprise, and from that they get a some kind of profit. So after creation of SEZ and also their new policy towards the business, it gives a foreign trade, it gives rising the investment of the foreign in the Chinese country. So right now, after the reform of the economical policy, the China see a very huge amount of profit in the foreign investment, in the foreign trade in the area of SEZ and new trade. So the foreign investment that was increased phenomenally, it was giving a huge growth in after opening of SEZ and trading laws. Even due to the increase of the income of the rural people, somehow this create the ruling industry in a very high manner, in a very high level. Now along with the privatization in agriculture, where the production was increased and the agriculture field was flourished, right now the rural industry also get a benefit from that, because you all know that the Chinese always try to get the give importance to the or created the industry along with the surplus what they get from the agriculture. So basically the agriculture production, after the growth of the agriculture production, it's automatically with their surpluses, now they get a surplus as a capital or as a production, and that thing will be used in the agriculture industry. So for that reason now the industry also get very high growth, it's improved its rate of growth, and as well as that the peoples in the rural areas or in the urban, they also have the opportunity to save its personal savings with the high with the high growth of production in the agriculture as well as industry. So now the people have much savings with them, which is not they have during the before the 1970s. reformation. Not only that, right now the China become the most important area where all the foreign investors they investing, and the China have the FDI, that is foreign direct investment, and they can use it in anywhere of the world. So right now the foreign investors are very much ready in anywhere of the countries to giving investment in the Chinese industries, as well as China is also have the foreign FDI, so that it will use its investment to any of the country. So China become the most important destination of FDI anywhere in the world. With that foreign investment, so many foreign investment and with the seas creation where the foreigners are investing and set up the enterprise in the China. Right now the China have a huge amount of foreign exchange reserve in their country, and due to this reservation of the foreign investment, it allows China to invest in any other country. So whenever you have savings with you, whenever you have fixed reserves saving with you, then you have the capability to purchase anything and from anywhere. So similarly the same thing will happen, that the China right now along with the FDI, along with the seas creation, so much a huge amount of foreign investors are there, and China have a foreign currencies and foreign exchange, and due to this reason the China right now can invest in any countries, and that is the biggest achievement after the reforms economic policy. Not only that, China right now they take a part and in the WTO in 2001 and try to open its its market for outside of the world also. So after the WTO investment, the China wanted to be flourish and to be open and take a step so that it will be invested in outside of the world, that is the other countries of the world, and for that reason the China is take a part in WTO in 2001. It's planned to China also try to deepening its give a strong steps so that it will be deepened the integration into the world economy and shape it for the future. Means right now the China targeted also that in the future it takes control all the economical part, and due to that it's also deepening its integration also very strong, its economical policy is also very strong among all other countries. So these are some of the positive impacts which we get after the reforming of the economic policies. Now along with the opposite positive one, there is some negative impact also falls upon after the economical policies, new policy. That's the China tried to do the privatization. They created the privatization, they opened their door for everyone for the foreign investment, but there's the negative thing what happened is that the China along with this privatization or this kind of savings or this kind of surplus production, these things not benefited by all. The reforms which is taken by the China during 1970, that is not benefited to all the citizens of the China, because all the citizens are not getting the benefit what the China keep in front of the world, that it's right now it is a very huge investors country. Even after the reforms, after taking so many steps like privatization, seas, open door policy, so many policies after taking that, but near about 100 million people they are looking for job, they are unemployed. So from this you can imagine that all the peoples of the China, they are not get benefited from the privatization or from the new policies impact. Even the female employees conditions, the female employment also where the females are searching for the jobs, and their condition of work are very bad. It is the women also suffered what we have seen during 19th and 18th century in the European place, where the women are tortured and they are jobless, they are not secured, their protections are not there, the conditions in which they are working, that is very worst. And the same thing is happening in the China, that females are not getting employment, and even their condition, those who are working, their work condition is very bad and they are tortured literally. even during that by giving importance to the new policy, by doing the privatization, opening so many industries, enterprises, the environmental degradations are very much increases by the China. Somehow the Chinas are neglected the environmental pollutions and neglected the environmental things. For due to that reason, due to that high establishment of the industries or the different kinds of policies towards the growth of the economical model, the Chinese forget to take care about the environment, and due to that reason environmental degradation has been increased. And as well as not only the environmental degradation, even the corruption also increases so much after this new policy of economy. And the last, it is the inequalities between the rural and the urban residents and coastal and inland provisions are also rises. Means the label, the China right now they created the label of the peoples, those who have increases the gap between the rural and the urban peoples, between the inland peoples, between the coastal peoples. So all the peoples, they are among them the gap of the economical position, the gap of the financial position, that will be increased, and inequalities were going on. And for due to this reason, somehow the peoples, they are very much not all the peoples are not getting the benefit, and this kind of the negative things also fall upon the China after the establishment of new economic policy. So in this model we get to know about the consequences into two parts, that is positive and negative. I hope you will understand that what are the positive impacts fall in China after the reforms of the new economic policy, and what was the negative impact also came along with the positive one after the changement of the policy during 1970. So for up to this, watch the videos carefully and make yourself understand about the topic, because China is somehow is an important topic in this chapter as a big nation who have a very developmental growth, and for that reason you have to be careful when you are going to with these videos and your NCERT book. In the next video we will know about the problems which arises during the time of China and India-China relationship. So till that, watch this video properly along with your NCERT. Thank you.